What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Hitbox European Championship here on the Pro Dota English channel, brought to you by HeflaTV SteelSeries and esportgaming.com. Well, the odds show 50-50 roughly on esportgaming.com, and I'm pretty sure we could see why. Aspera crushed Alternate in Game 2 after losing in Game 1. Dude, I don't know if Alternate attacks are on tilt at all, but it seems like they're going to stick to their guns with the IO pick.
Yeah, especially the IO Tiny was probably the most reliable part of the draft. So I think sticking that is very good. I think it's like last game you have to face a lost pick techies. Like from that point on, the game becomes so hard, and you might as well just blame it on that. Try and focus on that you kind of got surprise picked by techies, and just we can't do anything about it. We lost that game because of it mainly, and then some misplays, maybe some bad decisions as well early game. Just made you go behind, but try and focus on that and just go next game.
This is the a little more of a traditional response to an IO Tiny opening. Lina Shaker just getting a whole ton of stuns that can sometimes hit onto both of them. Sometimes it's all you need. Wyvern is going to be banned out here, so it is interesting to see Aspera go for not Winter Wyvern again, since it was played so well last time by No Fear. It wasn't really specifically versus IO Tiny, but just in general, absolutely wrecked alternate attacks. And alternate attacks with the IO Tiny picking up again. Wouldn't be surprised to see the same exact bans from Aspera.
No, it wouldn't be too surprising. I'm hoping Alternate picks up the Beastmaster this game. I would be very disappointed if they don't. Like I mentioned last game, I love that hero. Also, it's incredibly strong against something like IO Tiny. It's a bit weak against Lina Earthshaker though, I think. Long range stuns from Earthshaker, and also Lina can just interrupt with Jules when you blink in, so it's not the best pick in that regard, but I would love to see it here. Other than that, the opening from Lina Earthshaker is so strong here from them.
They have so much burst damage. At the very least, this is just enough random AoE damage to maybe kill off this IO. You could also just use the Laguna Blade to kill off the Tiny and bring him down in a hurry. They have options as to how they want to approach this. And Gyrocopter is also still in the field. If that's not banned out by Alternate, pretty sure the Aspera are going to be okay just grabbing that one and having another pretty impressive display, I suppose. Although last game, Gyrocopter didn't really have enough time really to become that beast of a late game hero. It is going to be banned out.
Yeah, I was surprised. For the first game, I think he was ignored completely, if I'm not wrong. Maybe banned in second phase, I'm not sure. But I think he wasn't touched. And then he got through quite far last game as well. I think it was third pick. And fourth ban here is not too surprising. But gonna be the Darkseer, very strong. They have 2 AoE stuns already, or both heroes. Earthshaker has multiple AoE stuns, and then Lina has 1, and then they pick the Darkseer. It's a very nice combo to have already. You really want to have an AoE stun with the vacuum wall, otherwise it kinda becomes lackluster. But this way you have already 2 heroes that fill that role.
And Darkseer is just naturally pretty good up against IO Tiny. IO can't do anything about those ion shells. Tiny can sometimes, it really doesn't want to use his mana to do so. And vacuum wall versus a Tiny is especially relevant, simply because the Tiny illusions hurt so much, especially once you get the Aghanim Scepter. The illusions are going to be hitting hard. So it's outside of that, just a safe offlane from the Aspera side. And Clockwork being banned out. Spirit Breaker's still available for alternate attacks, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be the name of the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they pick Spirit Breaker, especially they already Lina or Earthshaker both have stuns, and Lina also has a Jules that can cancel a Spirit Breaker charge. So it's very hard for a Spirit Breaker to get into the backlines or charge through people, or even just get his ultimate off. It's kind of hard against this amount of stuns. So I would be very surprised if that is a pickup for alternate. But the Skyrife is pretty good. It's kind of surprising they should run it with a nice setup here then. Beast is pretty good. Clockwork has been banned though, so that's not an option. Or another carry that can have a nice stun, because IO Tiny is not the most reliable setup for a Skyrife ultimate. So I'm waiting for them to pick some sort of initiation, or at least a good range stun that can just set Skyrife's ultimate up. Probably a single target.
Yeah, we already went over how good the Beastmaster is just with IO Tiny. Add on the synergies with Mystic Flare, and you have yourself a much more attractive pick. For the Aspera side, I mean, they don't really know too much of what alternate attacks are going to do with this draft. It's just, IO Tiny, much like last game, Scarlet Mage for a little bit more lane presence, and alternate attacks even have a lot of flexibility in how they approach those lanes. But I like how Scarlet Mage, unlike the Keeper of the Light pick of last game, is going to be a lot more involved in an aggressive fashion in those lanes. Now, sometimes it's going to put him into a bad position up against a Shaker and Lina heroes that can definitely punish a little bit of over-aggression coming from alternate attacks, but hey, at least he's able to do a little bit of damage, because IO isn't really a support hero that does that.
Yeah, and I wonder if Aspera, we saw them playing very similar playstyle both games earlier. They had like a very push-heavy and fight-heavy lineup, so they could go back to the Luna. That would fit that kind of well as well. Like Dark Dragonite is not bad at all. I would love to say Huskar though. They're gonna go with the Luna, but Huskar could have been amazing. There's a lot of magic damage from alternate right now.
It's not too late for the Huskar. Bloodseeker is going to make it a little bit less attractive.
Yeah.
But yeah, still alternate attacks now going to have their, well, safe laner, it seems, with the Bloodseeker. And up against Darkseer, it's a pretty good answer. Surge, you really don't want to use Surge after you're ruptured, but outside of that, what tools do you have? Seems like Aspera, they just are really in their comfort zone when they're able to go for the timing plays, for the aggression plays. That's what we saw from My Insanity, and now they're sitting comfortably in the grand finals, waiting for one of these teams to get up to there. Luna, Darkseer with the mech, they really do need someone else to really punch it in, and DK still seems reasonable here. Alternate attacks may just ban that out because they have like PTSD or whatever from last game.
Yeah. I'm not sure either of these teams can really throw a weird pick here as Lost. Lina doesn't necessarily have to be mid, so they could like pick something very unorthodox mid, or even like just pick Shadow Fiend and have even more push potential and physical damage. But other than that, they should really get a range support. I think Witch Doctor would have been amazing. I think it's more safe to go that route. And something like Disruptor could be good. They still would like to have an IO counter, and Disruptor would be pretty amazing here, I think. He's also very nice with Darkseer, so that would be my top pick for Aspera here.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, so Disruptor, no. Naga Siren.
Radiant team.
Okay,
It's very good
I mean,
against Bloodseeker.
yeah, it's also synergizing well with this Lina. You just set up for an LSA. Naga Siren, yeah, looks like she's just going to be on the roam with Shaker. It's double melee, and 3 melee heroes in total with a low range hero of the Luna. Can get a little bit messy in the later stages of this game up against an eventually cleaving Tiny. I'm not sure how much I like this.
10 seconds remaining.
I thought it was a really weird pick. Like, Disruptor was so good, I feel like the perfect pick, even better than Witch Doctor that Ultimate banned out. Like, I don't see the reason why they didn't pick it, to be honest. But Naga Siren is like one of those heroes. If you know how to play it well, it's so good. Like, it's one of the best supports if you know how to play it well. And Tidehunter, that's a good pick, I think. It's unorthodox. Like, it's a normal offlane hero for sure, but he hasn't been picked at all, almost. Like, very rarely seen. But I think it's kind of nice here. Even if the vacuum comes out, he still has Kraken Shell, so he can still get his ultimate off.
Bursting down Tidehunter, always a little bit difficult. Dislodging him from lane is even going to be a little bit difficult, since there are 2 melee heroes, supporting heroes, on the Aspera side. I think that in of itself is reason enough to consider the Tidehunter. Like, if you can't actively poke at him, then what the hell are you doing? You get into melee range, you lose all your damage from Anchor Smash, you're not doing that much damage to start things off. Up against the Kraken Shell, Ring of Protection, 6 armor on this guy. I actually really like this pick, and it is hard to, like, nowadays say, oh, Tidehunter will be a good pick, because he is just never seen, but this is what happens when you have a double melee support lineup. You run into positions where you just simply won't be able to dislodge the enemy offlaner, but it is going to be pretty interesting draft from Alton. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit closer than last time. They're going to put Exotic Deer once again on the Tiny. Nisha is on the Io, with Dimitri on the Skywrath Mage. Got Hero on the Bloodseeker. Hopefully he can get some kills in this game, and that leaves this guy still on the Tidehunter. Not sure who that is still.
Yeah, I really like this Tidehunter pick. It was perfect. If Disruptor had been on the side of Aspera, it would have been completely different, because he will get silenced instead of just being able to Kraken Shell and then ultimate. But he disrupts the teamfight potential of Aspera completely. They are relying heavily on the vacuum into the AoE stuns and the Naga sleep, but Tidehunter doesn't care about anything. He will get his ultimate off no matter what. And I really like the pick. It's I really favor it, and because of that last pick from them.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can actually pull it together. Like, there's a reason why we don't see Tidehunter picked up all that often. The Ravage cooldown, as devastating as it is, as a skill, has a super long cooldown. Its cooldown doesn't get reduced either as you do gain more levels. So if you do take a Ravage that's kind of a little bit sketchy, using it only on like 2 heroes, and you aren't able to kill out those heroes because of a mech or a surge, something like that, then the hero suddenly becomes a lot more of a, well, just like a tank hero, like a minor distraction. Yeah, Gush and Anchor Smash are okay, but it is going to be sometimes just a one-off Tidehunter play, and that one-off has to hit really hard. But looking at these lanes now from the Dire side, our Zeke is playing the Naga Siren. He's with Afterlife right now. And, well, you expect No Fear to play rather nomadically. It seems like they're just going to leave the Apathy up on the top lane by herself.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised they're running. I think Earthshaker is gonna rotate a lot, but I feel like the Tidehunter was a surprise pick, so they feel like actually we can't deal with the Tidehunter at all. Like, he will get experience no matter what we do. Our hero's not suited to killing him, so they are like, okay, Luna will win this matchup, and we will have Earthshaker rotate between lanes and put some pressure on the Tide as well as mid lane, and then just try and take this Bloodseeker down and hopefully shut his laning phase down instead.
Well, unfortunately, our Zeke does not have Ensnare. If he did, getting double value in that Ion Shell, and, maybe force out a little bit extra regen from the Bloodseeker would have been a little bit nice. But yeah, this bottom lane, mostly out of desperation, isn't really going to do a ton versus the Bloodseeker, who already does have a decent matchup versus the Darkseer. Just being able to naturally sustain himself for free, no mana required, no gold required, with that passive, is going to be able to last it pretty comfortably under his tower, and even occasionally tank those Ion Shells as they burn him down. And then over in the mid lane, it's Lina going up against 2 heroes. This is a hero that is, a little bit safer than others up against the IO Tiny, simply because she has so much attack range, but still, she's pretty soft. If you get an Avalanche, if you land a toss, Undershock's going to have to fall back.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about doing this from Aspera, putting pressure on a Bloodseeker. Like, maybe you can force him to not freeform, but he's gonna get farmed for sure. Like, you can't stop him. He's gonna be able to sustain through double or even triple Ion Shell as long as he can do it under the tower. Like, he will get the last hits because he has like amazing base attack speed, base damage together with ball rage that increases it. Like, I'm not sure about this dual offensive lane.
It seems like our Zeke may not be sure about it either. He's just going to check the rune for right now, but up towards top, Tidehunter has actually some pretty sweet icons. Didn't even see that. He's going to get into a fight with No Fear, and this is about what you would expect from this lane. Shaker doing nothing up against the Tidehunter, Luna occasionally threatening, but actually here comes Dimitri from the side. No Fear in a little bit of trouble, throws a fissure, gonna try to race for this Tidehunter. No Fear will survive, and it will be first blood for the Luna. Gotta remember that this Luna does a hell of a lot of damage to anyone, doesn't matter who, and they also pick off the Tiny over in mid. Double damage rune on the Naga Siren. Please tell me it's not gonna start this early.
Yeah, it was kind of lucky by the Naga there. I went for top rune. Perfect timing because Naga rotated mid, sent net, and just got a free kill. I didn't see all of it, but I'm assuming that's what happened. And on top lane, a bit unlucky for the Tidehunter there. If he could have maybe fogged and used his sal for like half a second, I think they would have killed the Earthshaker, and at that point, they might even be able to kill the Naga by just spamming Arcane Bolt. But instead, Luna's damage is just so high with the Lucent Beam spam.
Lucent Beam and just a little bit of extra aura from that Lunar Blessing. She also does have a Wraith Band.
Actually, Bloodseeker is kind of out of position and gets netted, but he just has to be careful actually. He's probably gonna have to run. How long? Cooldown on net?
Yeah, they have a net in 1 second. There it is, in tower range. Baller Afterlife wants to go in anyway. Probably shouldn't, because here comes the TP from the Skywrath. He is only level 1, however. 1 bolt isn't going to do it, but Hero's coming in fast. Not fast enough. Afterlife is still running. Arcane Bolt, and Hero will catch up eventually. RZ needs a body block, but that won't work. It's Skywrath Mage to claim a kill, but still, right before this happened, they get a kill on the top lane. Luna's beams really hitting hard. This is even without that Ring of Basilius for that mana sustain yet.
Was it Skywrath who went down?
Yes.
Yeah, but he managed to TP out and get a kill in return, so that's like pretty fine. Of course, you don't want to give free kills to a Luna, but instead you got a kill on safe lane, and you pretty much secured Bloodseeker's farm here. Darkseer is probably going to rotate jungle here. He doesn't feel comfortable going bottom, because Bloodseeker's, like, look at Bloodseeker's deny. He has 11 denies. This is Darkseer's worst nightmare. He always gets farmed, but some heroes can actually just straight up deny everything, even if there's double or even triple Ion Shell on the way.
Skywrath Mage going to be spotted by the Courier. Undershock does not have a ton of mana. Skywrath Mage looking to intercept. He needs so many hits on this Courier, though. Even with the haste rune, he just doesn't have enough. Now Arzeek is going to come in and drive him away. Looks like no one's going to die right now, especially in that area. But this top lane going really, really well for the Aspera side, considering they don't really have great supports versus this Tidehunter. Even if they don't kill off the Tidehunter, they kill off any of his supporting casts, then they force the Tidehunter to just get experience and not gold. Apathy's really not in any trouble right now. He's gone for the power treads, so still delaying that Ring of Aquila for pretty much as long as possible. I would like to see it still, just to get that spam out in the Lucent Beams, but Tide is also getting levels, and it's level 4 Tide 5 minutes in. That is quite a bit, and a fast Ravage can swing the team fights really quickly, but over towards mid. Exotic Deer in a lot of trouble. Dragon Slave will kill him off after the Laguna Blade. No bottling in time for Io, at least not enough.
These kills on mid lane from Aspera are really important for their game plan. Like, Io, under shock? No, he should not go down here, I think. No, he's safe. But getting kills on an Io tiny lane is so big. You're forcing the stacks are okay for ATN, but they're not that big. There's not a pod stack in the big camp because of these kills on Io and Tiny. And Lina is doing a lot better than she would normally do in this lane. She's gonna get a pretty quick use in this game, and it can completely destroy their plan.
Not only like you're delaying the stacks, but you're also delaying the clearing. They're gonna get towards top. Yeah, Tidehunter does have a hole to get through, barely. How the hell does someone that big slip through there? I don't know, but with the Enchant Totem and the huge damage from Luna still, they'll get the kill. Great fissure there from No Fear, it looked like, but, you know, not quite perfect. That's okay. Still get the kill and 1-for-5 lead for the Aspera side. I was about to say that Lina killing off the Tiny, slowing down his experience gain, means that's going to mean he's going to struggle a little bit more to get those stacks cleared. He's now going to try to go for Hero. There's a free-handed LSA, Laguna Blade just cooling down. That's not quite going to be lethal, and the Bloodseeker will slip away.
Yeah, nice attempt, but didn't work out. Titan, not again.
Oh, Eclipse, man. Eclipse is really good, I hear. I hear that's a pretty good skill.
It's a pretty amazing spell. And Tidehunter, what is he gonna do now? This is very reminiscent of Storm last game, but on the Tidehunter instead. He's like TPing to lane. He bought triple TP to spend his money, and now like he has cooldown, he can't get to a lane. He's gonna run top. Is he gonna go jungle? He can take Ancients okay with level 3 Anchor, but does he have in the mana region for that even? I'm not sure. But he's in trouble now. He has to figure this out, and it has to be better than what the Storm did last game.
Tidehunter just inherently can do a lot more with a lot less than a Storm Spirit, so at least Alternate have that going for them. They also do have a Tiny and a Bloodseeker this time, who are both getting a lot of farm, whereas last game they only had one hero, it was the Tiny, to get a lot of farm. This time they have their split value, and Bloodseeker definitely can do a lot if he just gets a little bit ahead, and we all have played pubs against Bloodseeker, we know how that goes. They're going to smoke up. I think that was out of range of this Absurd Ward, it probably was, and they're going to look to corner Dimitri. Suddenly Naga Siren out of nowhere with the Riptide and its Snare. She could pretty much do this one by herself for the most part, but with the Fissure or Dragon Slave, they'll get the kill on the Skywrath. And now find a huge stack, my god! They have no secondary Dragon Slave, but with the Riptide, the Fissure, they will clear it out. Poor Tiny, man, he was looking forward to that one.
This is bad. They know about this stack on the other big camp as well. And Darkseid, yeah, this is perfect from Darkseid. This is how you steal stacks on a Darkseid. This is so much gold lost and gain for Aspera. Like, 18, that's like, that has to be like a 2k swing, and then, like, these stacks are huge, and they're losing everything. I don't think they can contest it at all.
I don't know how many, it was like a quad stack in that first hard camp, right? Something along those lines, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like, with the medium ogres also getting involved. Like, this is, if you're just Aspera, you're taking these creeps. If they stacked it up themselves, that'll already be really bad for Alternate. The fact that Alternate have been doing this with their IO the entire time, with the expectation of getting level 6 on the IO, a lot of extra gold in the Tiny, and they're gonna get nothing from it, or it seems like nothing from it, is just an absolute disaster. They probably do know that this is happening. They probably also can't do anything about it. Maybe if they had a Ravage, they would, but that's not there yet.
No, this is really bad for ATN. This is too much gold to lose. This is not some like a random triple stack that Darkseid managed to steal. This is a lot of gold. It's everything that Tiny needs as well. Like, this is the farm he really needs, or even Tide at this point. And this is, I don't know, this is not the kind of gold you can afford to lose at all.
It's pretty much the difference between Tiny right now and where he wants to be versus the enemy mid laner. 3,500 on the Lina's net worth, like, that would about equalize things. This really scary thing for all of it. Like, this is really bad, but it becomes like abysmally bad should the dire side, should Aspera find the Ancient stack, because Luna is working with a Helm of the Dominator soon. She doesn't have any glaives yet, but it's very possible for the Dire to find that one as well. Then they bone not only the Tiny, but also the Tidehunter. And then it's like, well, we're right back in game 1 with Aspera firmly in the driver's seat. And I don't think Alternate even bought a ticket for this ride.
Yeah, this is Aspera just dominating completely. Like even if ATN manages to contest this stack, they might get a kill or something. But I really doubt they will be able to get any lost hits from this. Like if they're lucky, they can get a kill on Earthshaker here, and maybe steal one or two small creep. But they can't really take the big creeps. Darkseid will be able to get this, if not the Lina even. And this is all they managed. This is what they fought for. Like Wisp just. Sacrificing quite a lot to get his stacks, just going for ruins, not helping out Tiny that much, and Lina got a very good start because of it, and then it all goes to the enemy team. It's really frustrating. This is after what happened last game as well, and now how this game is starting, it's so hard on your mentality. Like, how can you focus after this?
Well, let's look at the bright side for Alternate. The stack is still alive. It's in trouble, yes, but Tiny... Oh man, if he had full HP right now, then he could definitely swing around and insta-give No Fear with the Avalanche Toss combo. It's still possible. No Fear may feel inclined to use Fissure on this stack just to try to get it down a little bit faster. In which case he will be absolutely dry on mana, won't be able to cast anything but an Enchant Totem, and that's not really going to do that much. So there is a possibility here for Alternate to get in there with the Tiny, disrupt the Earthshaker, kill him off, and then claim a couple of these creeps. He won't be able to do it all himself since the IO's sustain isn't quite there yet, but maybe you try to like last hit the creeps with the Ion Shell there, and it's kind of possible for the Tiny to get something, at least get the experience from it. Like, that's the best case scenario I see from Alternates. The Bloodseeker has a TP scroll, so he could also join the fray. The stack isn't lost yet, it's just not really where you want it to be.
Yeah, it's the ATN relies so hard on the Ravage, which is the problem right there. If they had a Ravage, they could probably take the stack easily and just force Aspera to go away. But right now, like, they have a Rupture that's level 1. It's like, it's pretty bad at level 1. It doesn't really do anything. Against Course, at least, that has okay HP. Against some supports, they kinda die if they start running and they have to take out attacks. But other than that, like, Skyrev has some random spells, doesn't really do much. Tiny has a nice combo, but that's gonna be killing one hero at best. It's so hard to do anything about this. I'm not sure if they like can leave it either, like let Aspera take it. They're gonna be so far behind. I feel like they got in a space right now. Like, what can they do? They have to contest it. They can't let them take this. But if they go and die, they just lose the game automatically, pretty much.
And it kind of does come down to the fact they don't have that Ravage. I was really surprised that Aspera were able to lock down this Tidehunter in such a convincing fashion, having two melee supports. Yet here's Tidehunter, who's not doing too bad in the experience department, but with 3 deaths to his name, would probably like 90% of the time have Ravage by this time if he was 0-0-0. If he had just no deaths to his name, then he would definitely have the Ravage. They would have the 2 TP scrolls on. He'd be ready to go and just teleport in anywhere, get the Ravage off, and take anything else that comes. But good management of this top lane, good usage of this Luna's early game damage. Like, lots of people always say, like, Luna, she's the poor man's Gyrocopter, but I don't know if Gyrocopter would be able to necessarily do that to the Tidehunter with the creep wave there. Luna has very single target focused damage, whereas Gyrocopter's a little bit more spread out just by, inherently. So, yeah, it's the Luna getting a lot of damage onto this Tidehunter very early on, and enough to kill him off even a couple times.
Yeah, it's really frustrating for the Tide here. When he died earlier, and then that delays his Tranquils by like a minute, and then he dies again, and it delays his Tranquils by 1 minute, and then if he had Tranquils, the harass from Luna would be pretty much nothing, because he just regens through that with the Lucent Beam spam, and all he has to worry about is Eclipse. And even Eclipse, if he's at full HP, doesn't necessarily kill him either. So it's like, just because he dies 1 time, he dies 2 times more as a result of it.
Not the best times for Tidehunter, but again, he is a hero that can recover eventually. Unfortunately for him, he has less net worth than the Naga Siren. Somehow that's a thing. I guess 1-0-2, that helps out a little bit.
I think he's a bit better position than the Naga Siren. But still, it's still a bit of a hard game. Like, Aspera, they have a lot of damage, but they don't have a lot of mana. And then Aspera, they have a lot of mana, but they don't have a lot of mana. So it's like, than the Stonewall's last game at least. So
Mhm.
they got that going for them, I guess, maybe.
That's unfortunate. Apathy was doing so well also. Now he can't even play out the farmed Luna game. Poor guy.
All he wants to do is farm creeps and kill tides.
It's the life of Luna, man. So this is kind of weird actually because, I don't. First of all, don't even know if you'll be able to load from 8 minutes. It's always a little bit sketchy with how the load system works. I don't know what that means, but also like for 7 seconds, that's a very relevant 7 seconds.
Yes. They can't load before this really, because then suddenly alternate, like they know about them trying to stack, so they can like react to it. But now it's like, I don't know. It's really frustrating position. They both are in. Both teams are in.
Admin kind of quiet right now. Where's the admin? We not want wait 7 sec. According to the rules, you get 1 reload, so I'm pretty sure Aspera are within their rights to request this.
I think so.
Weren't you just saying that they're all muted on your end?
Well, I have.
Dude, the flames. It's only game.
Yeah, well, I have some muted. In this game.
Wait, are you not seeing this chat?
Yeah, I'm seeing most of it. I'm not
Okay.
sure if I'm seeing all of it. I actually should check who I muted.
You're not seeing the we not gonna wait like potato 7 sec?
Not sure if I saw that.
You can't afford to miss that sentence.
Oh my god,
if you
I
even
had
call it
Dimitri
one.
muted.
Unmute him. It's so amusing. You mute him afterwards.
You know, I'm gonna unmute him for sure. He played me in a pub, so I don't like being flamed, so mute people then.
Fair enough.
I regret that decision now.
Everyone says he's muted. I could kind of see why.
Oh.
It's understandable. Because he no want wait like potato.
Nope.
I don't know. Is that something that potatoes do? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really study potatoes all that often.
Oh. Okay, he's back. Hopefully. They said it at least. He's not back in game yet though.
Alright, so the admins are ironing whatever out. So we're just most likely, guys, going to wait for 8 minutes. Hopefully for Aspera, the load actually works. Because unfortunately, there's no way to actually like test what times you have without the admin actually leaving the game. I guess that's not too bad since you could just rejoin it and like watch it from wherever. But yeah, there's no way to like, at least none that I know, that you could actually just look and see what times you have saved.
I don't know how it works either. Well, Reborn maybe can fix it or can help out with this.
Okay, no, we're still in beta. Still in beta.
Yeah, that's
It'll
true.
be all fixed when we're out of beta.
Maybe it won't be better for more long. Maybe I don't know how they're planning. Like with the majors coming up.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they want to have Reborn as the main client at that point. I don't know.
Having this happen in this tournament, like it's bad, it's unfortunate, but it's nowhere close to it happening in a major.
Yeah.
I love this chat, dude. It's,
Yeah,
great.
I'm really sad I had him muted for so long. It would have been really fun. I don't know. He seems to be writing a lot already when I unmuted him.
No hero, we like it. This is entertaining. Like nothing else is happening, so you might as well be entertained.
Can you tell your position?
Be more positive.
Oh.
Our Zeke the diplomat.
Yeah.
Oh, Luna's back.
Oh yes.
Okay. Oh, also Orange had everyone else. Orange had everyone else muted, so he's just like shouting into a quiet crowd. It's really weird why you would even do that.
Yeah. Like, couldn't you just play 4 vs 5 and then demand the load whenever?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
See
How
if
much of
they
the stack
can-
are they gonna get? No Fear is gonna walk right into the pit. He's gonna stun the entire creep wave once. Get the fissure with the Laguna Blade onto Tiny. He's dead immediately. No Fear's gonna clean the rest of the stack up. They may lose the Earthshaker. They also take the Lina down in the sidelines, but the Lina was the stack was taken entirely by the Dire side. No creeps went towards alternate. Is that worth it?
I think alternate got the best of a bad situation. That was, except losing Exotic there, that was perfect for them. I think they're the gold, I'm not sure if it favors. I don't know if the graphs will show that. Like, it's because of the long pause, you can't even see what happened before the pause. So I'm not sure how much gold they got from the other stack, but I think alternate are okay with that still. It looked really bad before the pause, and then they still got a kill on Alina as well as the Earthshaker. And they might have even stolen some creeps when they killed the Lina, so I think they're pretty happy considering.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they could have gotten much out of that situation anyway, but we still remember that the stack was supposed to go towards the Tiny. In fact, it was...
Oh.
Okay, that's fine though, because we're at 9:01. We could reload.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying, guys. But yeah, that's still gold that Tiny's not going to see, since he did get blown up as well. So, yeah, for the Tiny, he's going to be pretty sad about that. Bloodseeker's going to be okay with it. But, yeah, Bloodseeker is going to need to do quite a bit. And this is a pretty good environment for a Bloodseeker to be active. It just has to actually come to it, where he finds those openings. They have now a Ravage, so those openings will be a little bit easier to come by. But still, the stack was taken, and that's where the damage has been done. It's a pretty good lead, pretty good way to spend just a minute and 7 seconds from the Aspera side.
Skygraph actually got double net worth with that kill. She was 700 before the fight, and now she's 1400, or he's 1400. He got a lot of gold there. I think he got the kill on Lina. Otherwise, that's a lot of gold if he wasn't even the one that got lost it.
Right, so worth it for the Skyrim Mage for sure. It's really only the Tiny who got the short end of the stick there. Seems like we are going to go ahead and load up a game. I'm going to wait a little bit, stay in this game until we know for sure what's going on, guys. But otherwise, probably just going to put it back to a wait screen so you don't get to see all the delicious things that happen in the lobby. I'm sure there's going to be maybe an argument or whatever. I'm sure the game is going to screw us over and only have a load at like 5 minutes, because that always seems to happen.
Yeah. Oh. But it should be a load. I hope it's at least 8 minutes, if not 9 minutes even.
Yeah.
But
You would
no
think it would be
response.
9 minutes.
Yeah. I don't think it matters too much. I think everything happened by 8 minutes. Or like, I don't think anything can change at 8 to 9 minutes really.
But Aspera already bailed out. I don't actually know if the admin is still here, if he's making the lobby or what's going on.
No response from him. I'm not sure.
Okay,
either.
I'm just calling it right now. This is not going to end well. I have a bad feeling about this. But guys, we're going to put it back to the wait screen, and we'll be right back for the rest of Game 3 between Alternate Tax and Aspera. Don't go anywhere. Looks like my bad feeling was all a lie. We're loading in at 9 minutes, and it's pretty much as if nothing happened. Exception being, we now have some guy named BL playing the Luna. No idea who this is, but yeah, he was ready to go. Regen. What? Okay, maybe there's a bug happening or something like that, but we're back in. And game state pretty much didn't change at all, except for someone who apparently had extra regen.
Yeah, I don't know what this. I'm gonna check the Bloodseeker if he's the one. Maybe it was just the beginning.
Regen.
There's some weird thing where some hero can get fountain regen for a second or two or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter now.
It's a Bloodseeker. He was gonna get back up to full HP anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't really. What? Look at the creeps here in the Radiant jungle. Standing like chilling in the middle of nowhere. Like
that's not even the worst, dude. Once I was the Ancients, like the Radiant Ancients, they were over in like the stairs, and they were just standing there attacking anyone who would walk by. It was great, but this is definitely interesting.
I wanna tell them that they are still there, but
they'll find them eventually.
They will find out. Yeah, they will. It's gonna be kind of funny reacting to that. But yeah, that's fine. It's not a problem at all for either teams. I think there wasn't any really bugs. Like nothing really bad happens. Sometimes like creeps doesn't spawn or anything in ruins, so everyone has to like stand AFK for 40 seconds because there's no creeps. But seems okay.
Alright, so we're right back into it. Luna is going to grab the Helmet Dominator, grab an enemy range creep, and then start stacking up the Ancients. The Ancients on the other end are being cleared on the Tidehunter, or by the Tidehunter rather. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is a lot of gold for the Tidehunter. Not quite going to give him his completed Blink Dagger, but it'll get him really, really close. If you even go for that build, is it a possible mech build up for him first?
I think mech here is is what I would prefer. I think Aspera has to initiate, so just let Tidehunter be in the fight and just get the ultimate off. But it's more of a Western style to go Blink. Tidehunter usually go Blink here in the EU and NA, while in the Chinese scene people like mech a lot more. It's just that you want to make more flashy plays here or something like that. So I'm assuming it's gonna be Blink, even though I would prefer mech.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe after TI has a little bit of a changed perspective. Who knows? We still have no idea who this Tidehunter is, by the way, because his name isn't really cooperating. But Aspera actually do have their name tag back up, which is definitely very useful. We got a roam party, Bloodseeker, Skywrath Mage. No Mystic Flare, however, Bloodseeker just finding a Rupture on anyone should be able to get this kill. They see the Luna. No Concussive actually going to get fogged out, and now the Luna's going to find cover with Undershock. That's very unfortunate there for Alternate. Just a little bit of bad timing perhaps on that Concussive Blast, and now we have No Fear throwing the Fissure. Net is there onto Dimitri. Blood Circle is going to silence No Fear, force him back, but Undershock's going to Laguna the Skywrath. It's a very easy kill for Aspera. That's not how that gank was supposed to go.
Oh, they got unlucky there, but they also got lucky at the same time, because Vino's actually right behind Luna, so if they went on Luna, they could have got destroyed, but they lost areas, still not good for them. Bloodseeker did not get netted up there, was a bit fortunate. If he got netted, he might have died there. No one has found these Minotaurs yet though, I'm very disappointed.
They're hiding. Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Like, if we
No
leave,
one expects it.
they won't kill us. Genius.
Yeah. No one expecting the Centaurs standing closer to the lane than to the actual spawn.
Oh man, it'll be much better if they were like on that magic bush or whatever, and then they just blocked all the other spawns. If that even that would work. So it could be worse, guys. It could always be worse.
You were playing so aggressive here in enemy jungle. He's running up there. Like he could easily be taken down if there's a Naga close by. The Blamer really helps him a lot to get solo kills, but he's against two heroes with a lot of magic damage right here, and there's a relocate from his own team. That was really weird. And the Naga sleep.
Run away from the sleep. Oh, it's going to catch Nisha. And there is a Laguna Blade on the Lina. Not a ton of mana, however. Darkseer coming around from the side. Relocate back from the Io. Going to keep himself alive.
Like, throw everything and nothing happens.
Yeah. It was Alternate going a little bit too deep, though. If they have anyone but the Io there, maybe they get the kill. Nisha's going to get netted down. There's a tether to get him out, though. And Tidehunter does have a Ravage and is threatening that. Scream going to run off to the side. Going to get hit with the beam. Fissure's there as well, but the Fissure isn't actually that good. They pull him back to the Fissure, at least the right side, but that's not really going to do that much. Now Silent Circle. He's going so fast. 700, almost 800 movement speed. Are you kidding me? They have answers, though, especially this Yule Scepter. Hero, if he goes in now, he will be going into his death.
Yeah, this is like Bloodseeker. When he gets this fast, like he can get Rampage, but he can also get like killed instantly because he doesn't have the max HP and he doesn't get the one kill that he needs. But he was doing well over 200 damage there. He could have like pre-shot most of the arrows if he was able to go in there. Oh, this surge into Echo.
What? Tidehunter disconnected, right? Like, that must have been it. They're going to kill off the Tiny immediately afterwards. And Nisha also going to get pecked down by Undershock. BL threatening the Eclipse will force Hero out. Tidehunter, what was that? Like, you, what? You ravaged there.
He thought the tower was secured. He wasn't really expecting. I don't think he expected a surge echo. And when it was out, he was like, if I Ravage here, it won't do anything or something. I'm not sure what he thought really. But Aspera just dominating, to be honest, both of these games. Even the first game, they were like way ahead, and the only reason they lost were because of some minor misplays, in my opinion.
Tiny Bloodseeker gonna teleport right in. Look for the tower deny, and with only 2 illusions here, they should get it. Oh, 2 HP. The Nox Tower illusion almost claimed it.
That's Fisher that secured it with the range creep, I think. I think that range creep actually got it with the Fisher to stop the heroes from denying. Not sure really though, but it was really nice play from the Earthshaker there either way. And Aspera is gonna rotate bottom, just take this tower. They have the mech on Darkseer. they have pretty much core items. So like
Radiant's
Luna
bottom
could
tower
get
is
one item
under
before,
attack.
but they have the Jules, which is big, and then Earthshaker just has everything he needs. Yeah, he doesn't have a blink. I was thinking if he has that one already, but he just needs the Soul Ring and he's good to go.
He's also going to get Tranquils. This tower is definitely going to be under a lot of pressure right now, and so far we haven't seen any sort of Tidehunter play. 0-4-0, that was the time to use Ravage if ever there was one. Before you, of course, get hit with an Echo Slam, but yeah, he's still walking around with that as a threat, which is sometimes going to be relevant. Other times you really just need to cast it to, use the skill. It turned out that's pretty good, and he's going for that mech after all. So Alternate are going to be ready to full 5-on-5 clash very shortly. The problem is that they just lost their tier 1 tower, and they may end up now going up against a double life, possibly on the Luna. Aspera going to slide right into the Roche pit. Medallion is not on anyone here, although our Zeke seems like he might want to build into it. Doesn't have it just yet.
And the most classical trade in Dota after the bounty rune trade is getting Roshan for your tier 1 tower on the other side of the map. It's very common this happens. The Roshan is not going fast though. It's being taken kind of slowly, to be honest. There's no medallion, so it's pretty slow even with the Riptide. But they might even get a tower in alternate, the tier 2 even rather. But Naga is gonna sleep in. She's already used sleep actually.
There's the Song. It's going to catch 4 heroes. Undershock's going to arrive as well, but the Song's going to wear out. They throw a Dragon Slave. That's about all they get. And now they're onto the Tidehunter. He can't get a chance to Ravage. Chain stun perfectly. The Eclipse burns him down, and no fear. Surge forward, looking for more. He doesn't have a ton of mana. Nisha's going to try TP out. We'll get Yules out of it, though. Rupture is not going to be used just yet. It's Nisha who's going to try to tether away. Now into a corner. But no, that just means Luna doesn't have to work for that kill. They're also going to try to go for the Skywrath Mage. They'll fall short there. 3-14 and Aspera. They not only save their tower, but they get 2 kills out of it while simultaneously dodging the Ravage. I thought for sure that was going to be a Ravage play, but Tidehunter just can't get it out in time.
I'm not sure if it would make a difference even if you got it out. These fights are really favorable of Aspera, so even if you get the Ravage off, it might be just a waste. So it might be a reason why it's holding them, but it's so hard. Aspera are just playing so well this game. Picking a blink on Lina here now. She has stages as well, so she wanna play very aggressive. And Luna has BKB almost, only 1k away from that. Has a casual bit of strength as well, which is not the most usual things to see on Luna, but whatever. What works for you is what works for the team here.
Yeah, maybe she was going to go for SNY, but decided against it. The stack is being cleared by Alternate, and that's a little bit of gold stolen away from the Aspera side, but not quite enough. And Hero, oh no, don't get beamed, don't get killed off by the dragons either. Okay, that's... Did he just cast Blood Rage on himself? Did I just see that right?
Yeah, and then the AoE splash from the Black Dragon kill him. Like, normally you don't think about it, but it actually does AoE damage, so you will actually die. But on every other ancient camp, you can just kill and let the tiny tank. But this time it didn't work, and that's frustrating, especially after his last game.
They still take the majority of that stack, however, so it's not all bad for Alternate. What is bad is that Undershock is on the roam right now, just by himself with a Blink Dagger Yules. If he catches anyone, they're just completely screwed. Maybe not Tiny, he's tanky enough, but yeah, the Lina with the double life, Luna with soon-to-be completed BKB, and the Siege Engine is going to start running again quite soon from Aspera. With Blink Daggers on both Lina and Darkseer, they're missing one on the Shaker, but he's not even too far away from it himself. Aspera have a lot going for them right now. It's unfortunate their stack got stolen, yes, but hey, at least Bloodseeker didn't get as much cash as he otherwise would have if he actually got away from that.
I think Alternate are playing quite well actually right now. They're split pushing well, they're kind of using the map as well as they can. Bloodseeker in mid lane though might... No, never mind, he's not gonna go down. But they're forcing Aspera to defend and trade, which is very well for them. It's really what they need to do, Alternate here. And if they get to later stage of the game, they have quite good team fight. If this Tiny gets big and Bloodseeker gets big, the Ravage plus just them killing people might be enough, even though Aspera has incredibly strong late game.
The Luna, the Lina, the Wall of Replica being set up all, of course, by the Song of the Siren. And, well, okay, good. Just a nice short pause. I'm okay with that. We're right back into it. And the Earthshaker was just very aggressively farming some extra creeps. Really wants his Blink Dagger, but at the same time, gotta respect the ability for Bloodseeker to just jump right in, kill off a Shaker, and then get out scot-free. Tower dropped low, but not in deny range just yet. And
Lina can blink, not in range for the use. Or is she? No.
No,
she
not
can
quite
catch up
fast
her.
enough, especially with concussive, silent circle down. They'll disengage
Blink it.
cleanly alternate, and that's
Oh,
nice
search
and
into
everything.
Blink. She's gonna catch someone, I think.
Well, Tidehunter, that's a tough call. She's gonna get silenced immediately. No Ravage just yet because there's a fissure. Tide has no Ravage opportunity here. There's the song. And here comes the Eclipse. No creeps are here. Oh, this is bad. No Fear also has an Echo Slam. Don't botch it. He's gonna land it. They do get the Eclipse out with the Ravage, but the vacuum back onto the Tidehunter. It's a Lina only Aegis for the Sky Mage and Tide so far. They also see Nisha off in the corner. She's gonna get stunned out of that relocate, blown up with that Laguna. And that's a 3 for Aegis in favor of Aspera. That sleep song setup, man, that is just absolutely terrifying.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
and
is
Luna
under
having
attack.
BKB already, so the Ravage does nothing. The only thing the Ravage does... Oh, my
Tiny.
god, Tiny in mid lane. I don't think we'll survive this. Unless there's some help. No.
He's gonna run into way too many heroes.
No,
He's gonna
Shaker
live
picks it up.
long enough to die to the Shaker, which
Yeah,
is
that's
gonna
not
give him
big.
his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, that was very nice by his team. Just letting... I'm not sure if they thought about it, but really nice that No Frey picked it up, so he gets his Blink. But the Luna early BKB, and then the only thing the Ravage does is kill Lina, who has the Aegis, so it really doesn't do anything. And you have a
Radiant
Ravage
structures are
that has
fortified.
over 2 minutes cooldown right now. Like, how can you defend this push at this point? I really think Aspera should pressure high ground here.
Well, without Aegis, it's going to be hard for them to make that call. They also have no Echo Slam, no Song, no Wall. Going high ground seems like a little bit too much to me. Like, going for the tier 2s is... Obviously, you're going to be fighting into Ravage a little bit later. But, yeah, it seems like they're going to make the cautious play, fall back, and, well, maybe slide bottom, slide top. Who knows? I mean, they just took such a massively won team fight. That was the first Ravage of the game, and as he's described, it did very, very close to nothing. And BL with another 1,300 gold in the bank afterwards. This Luna is getting really, really big right now, and the scary thing is Lina has a little bit more. Aghanim Scepter is 2 points completed onto Undershock. Once that third one comes up, and Io is going to get like blown up in just in one shot, but they can focus down the Tiny, take down most of his HP with just that Laguna Blade. Then the damage from alternate just plummets.
Yeah, and Gem on Naga, this is where it becomes hard. Look at this already. Naga finding 2 wards, I think already with that gem. Like, this is where the map gets a lot smaller for alternate. This
Oh no,
the towers.
the
What?
Centaurs.
No, they've been fun out.
Guys, why you gotta...
Finally. And it was Aspera who actually finds it as well, considering how long it took. I forgot about them actually.
Oh, I didn't forget. I'm not going to forget about those guys, but
Dire's top tower
may they
is
rest
under
in peace. They tried something that no neutral creep should ever do. They left home. And, well, they got punished for it. Bottom lane tower is going to be destroyed, and the pain train is not going to stop. Here's where relocate becomes a pretty useful tool for alternate. With no Aghanims on Tiny, he doesn't even push that fast, even with the overcharge on the
coming,
IO.
Dire's top tower
It's
is
on the
under
courier. He will
attack.
have it very soon. So this could be the saving grace that he's pushing a bit faster than enemy team. But they're still pushing fast. And Luna pushes. Oh, they're gonna be fights.
There's no blade mail in time.
Ravage
Ravage attempted. He's finally going to get out, but he dies to the Eclipse straight after. 2 deaths immediately, and that Rupture on BL does next to nothing. Io and Tiny still doing their best, but they cannot race up against all these heroes.
And now
Seeing
keep it
sleep.
Dire's structures
That's
are fortified.
interesting.
Yeah, he TPs after, and they are gonna go down here, both of them, I think.
Nisha down. Exotic Deer has a Blink Dagger, but I don't think he's actually going to get the time to cast that one. They actually left a couple heroes down here to go for the rest of it. I thought they were all bailing out. That's why I said it was interesting. But no, they only commit the Naga Siren and a couple other heroes. Had the Luna use her damage to take the melee racks. And with the rest of the Illusions and Darkseer, they probably are guaranteed the range as well. They split up their focus pretty much perfectly. I thought they were all bailing out, but
Yeah, that was perfect from Aspera. Like you said, the split
Radiant's
was
bottom
insanely
barracks
well.
has fallen.
And the Tidehunter, this is the problem with mech. It becomes... It's an item that's really good if you're on even terms, or if you're ahead. But when you're behind, you have to have the surprise factor of the blink. You have to be able to blink in a Ravage. Now what's happened is, he tries to save his teammates. He casts Ravage, and then it gets cancelled by Earthshaker. And then his teammate dies, and he uses Ravage afterwards, and it's completely useless. And he dies afterwards. He doesn't even get the mech off in that fight, I think. Maybe only himself, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's so hard for this Tidehunter this game. It looked like a really good pick in my opinion, but after the laning phase, and Aspera is playing a lot better, I think, in this game. It's really hard for him.
Aspera stepped things up in a big way after game 1, and
Yeah.
because they take the Raxes, they get out scot-free. They take, in fact, like, what, 4 kills total? now not having to worry about a Ravage, this tier 2 is also pretty much doomed. And Roshan is back up. And Aspera should be able to claim all of those without too much of an issue. They have Aghanim Scepter, Laguna Blade, and also without the Ravage, just be unwilling to make that defense. There's also just another wall up on the Darkseer with the Blink Dagger and Vacuum at the ready. So DD on Lina with Luna in the area. Yeah, this tower is going to drop. Maybe Exotic Deer and Nisha are able to race for this tier 2, but it's not going to happen. It's high ground where they want to go, and it seems like they're not going to stop.
Yeah, they have no choice but defending. They have to rely on buyback defense here. I think it's the only choice. The Ravage is up in 10 seconds at least. Will Aspera push? They might know the timing and go back as soon as the Ravage is up.
Undershock is doing so much damage still with the DD rune. Blink, Echo Slam. They're going to catch Hero, blow up with the Laguna Blade, and Tidehunter can't do anything because he's going to get the Ravage up, but he's going to get Eclipse down, and No Fear's still alive. He's going to get chased down by an Arcane Bolt. That should be his downfall. BL, though, going to chase their Exotic Tier. Undershock is here as well. Finally, Rupture. Well, not being used yet by Hero. It's going to use onto Undershock, who's going to fight to the death, which will happen very shortly. Shaker actually did not die to that Bolt, and now BL right back onto the top lane, starting with the Glaive Bounce, Exotic Deer and Hero. It's a lot of pressure put onto these two heroes. BKB up on Hero, but Arzeek has a net if needed. Gonna wait a little bit longer. BL's finally going to drop, although really wants these Raxes, will not get them. Hero now is gonna chase forward, looking for a little bit more. Aspera lose their 2 cores, yet they take a hell of a lot in the kills, and the illusions.
Yeah, the Bloodseeker illusion actually doing most damage here to the tower. Naga's gonna commit in. She has sleep, so she can easily get out, unless she gets silenced.
She needs a surge out, and oh, it's gonna be awkward. There's the Guardian Greaves backing back into the wall, making a couple more illusions, so the push is gonna continue. Sleep.
No TP on her. She has to be searched out here. Yeah, it's gonna be well played from the Darkseer. Even if he dies here, it's well worth it. They don't want to lose the gem. It's more important than their own lives right now.
Arzeek still being chased, and yeah, he's just dead now.
Are you caught either way? Yeah.
Jukes. No jukes. Juked out the blood right. Big plays, but gem now down, but melee racks gained. Still, it's an inexpensive push from Aspera. It's probably the worst fight that they've taken, decisively so far, but it's still their victory because they take the objective.
Yeah, they are so far ahead right now. I think the goal should be above 20k. Yeah, it's even above 20k, even after that fight. And the experience is over 10k as well.
Tidehunter. No, this is dangerous.
Luna kinda close by.
Well, Earthshaker's gonna go without it. He knows he has Blink Dagger and Force Staff to get out. Nisha's gonna get clipped by the Fissure, but looks like no one's actually gonna die there. Undershock is gonna spot out the Roshan, is gonna start that one by himself. He can't kill this one.
What? What is happening? Someone is pinging a lot in mid. Luna?
Luna's frustrated. Or something.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know. Is his mouse broken? Maybe that's why they paused?
Maybe.
Because like he couldn't move, he could only ping. Sometimes that happens. But now they're gonna go right back into the Roshan pit and clear this one after.
Maybe his button got stuck, so when he tried to walk, he pinged instead.
Yeah.
Or he just likes pinging, I don't know. Whatever. They're gonna take Roche, and how can Alternate fight this? Oh.
Hey, there it is. He's probably just gonna do a reconnect, like a really quick one. Or, okay, no Luna needed, no fear, is playing as his name would suggest.
Yeah, he's confident here. I'm not too surprised they're pausing. Like, they're confident going, but now the Bloodseeker pauses, I don't know what's happening anymore. Either way, who take the Aegis? It's gonna be the Lina, I think, even though I would prefer it on Luna, so she can just siege.
Yeah, I mean, either one is good. Luna has gone for kind of defensive-oriented build, still doing a ton of damage. But, wow, look at this. Calling him arrogant. We're getting to, like, a next level of flame, guys. This is,
I would call him confident, not arrogant, but it depends on what side you are here, I think.
This fire will never go out.
Well, this fire will never go out. Lina is going to grab that double life, 3,300 gold in the bank. There's not really any item that Lina grabs that offers her as much of a leap of power as the Aghanim Scepter, but still having so much gold to buy whatever she wants is going to be relevant. And she's still, crushing these heroes from alternate. It's pretty much Echo Slam being completed on one target every single time for no fear, but that's fine. Like, if they take out that one target, they start things off at a 4v5, they're going to be happy. And now, one man down, they're still going to go for it. Let's see if Aspera can close the game out.
Yeah, as long as they don't miss Micro Luna here, I have very slim hope for alternate. They don't have the Wombo combo, they only have the Ravage. It's not like they have Winter's Curse into Vacuum or something like that. or Magnus RP.
Toss.
Oh, what? Cheeky
Ravage.
plays.
Onto BL, no, Aegis used, they do get the Laguna Blade onto the Bloodseeker, but he's gonna get survived, he's gonna get out of there because of the mech. No Fear is sitting in the middle of everything right now, and he's gonna get forced to have to have finally. Luna is down, but the Lina is still swinging. No one's dead on alternate. They all get away at like 300 HP. Big initiation there, no Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter, no problem, dude.
Like I said, I think Luna should have the Aegis. He's the one sieging, but
Radiant's middle
are they
tower
really
is
that
under
confident
attack.
Aspera right now? One hero less than Micro, I guess.
No one was controlling him anyway. Exotic gonna blink forward, looking for someone. Avalanche onto 3. No Fear is gonna jump forward, looking for Hero. This time it looks like this Bloodseeker may go down, but the Io, regenerating him from the high ground, is gonna let him live for a little while longer. Yes, he's gonna get out of there, even with the vacuum song. Is going to disengage for Aspera. The tower is gonna take a lot of damage, but ultimately it is a hold for alternate, and the Luna not being there really is the downfall of Aspera's push.
Yeah. Bloodseeker with like 800 movement speed at one point. It's like trying to chase, but yeah, that's costly actually. The losing the Aegis. No, they didn't lose the Aegis actually. They kept it going. But alternate held. They defended that, and Tiny got quite a lot of gold there, I think. He's actually not too far away from AC, and there's no butterfly or anything on Aspera, so it's not like they can tank through his right clicks. But they're gonna go again, it looks like.
Brute force, man. Just get in there with the Luna. This time with the BKB still. 7 seconds up on that one. There will be no Echo Slam for this for another 30 seconds.
No
but there's also no Ravage on for 50.
Yeah, I guess the Ravage is the big thing. Like, Ravage is the only team fight from Alternate. Now they have to like make cute plays or like toss someone in their base or blow a support up. That's like how they have to fight this. But a pipe as well now, so this is really hard to defend. I'm not sure if they can do it.
BL is this time
Nice
going to
BKB.
pop his BKB, and now the Eclipse as well as the Vacuum back. They killed the Bloodseeker this time, and onto Exotic Deer and IO both. Exotic Deer is going to get Glimmer, so he's going to live for a little while longer, but I don't see him going 1v5 here. He will get taken down instantly to the buyback. Tidehunter is going to buy out as well, but he doesn't have a Ravage. Aegis is still here from Undershock. They'll take down the mid lane in its entirety. Top lane as well. Toss up onto the Luna. Gonna get the kill there, which is nice, I guess, but soon you're gonna be facing up against Megas.
Yeah.
And that just as might well be game. Ravage is going to connect onto a whole bunch of heroes. Undershock's going to dodge it with the BKB. Still right-clicking for all he's worth. He's going to kill off the Tiny. Blink forward, looking for more. Is going to get Nisha as well as Tide with that LSA. And he's still right-clicking really quickly at that. Will finally die. Short, what the hell was that? Relocate. But yeah, Lina is going to go all in because she knows that she already won the game. Going for Nisha. Yule Scepter up. Song. Okay. Undershock's just gonna piece out of there.
Yeah, really dominant performance from Aspera overall. I think they are really playing well this game. Like the first game we saw, they kind of did some minor mistakes, but overall their game plan was the same all 3 games, and they have played really impressive. They play controlled when they have to, but they also can do this kind of a bit of a YOLO plays with maybe some aggressive searches into aggressive blinks. Really nice combo we saw earlier with their Shaker search with Echo and Tide and one more, I think, that really ensured their early game. And yeah, they're gonna call GG. They have only Tiny to clear this. Bloodseeker is not very strong here. He needs to get Mjolnir or something to defend. But Aspera playing so good all 3 games, I think, with only some minor mistakes in the first game. Other than that, it was almost flawless.
This is them using this aggressive strategy into a Tidehunter draft, into a Keeper the Light draft. I mean, those are not easy heroes to just deathball into. If you usually deathball into them, that's exactly what they want, but they handled those 2 heroes very well and got really far ahead really quickly. It is going to be Alternate to have a decent run through the Hitbox Dota 2 European Championship, but they will fall now. And man, this game was a mess, but it was also pretty damn convincing, as you said, from Aspera. Guys, this is going to be it for today. Congratulations to Aspera. They're going to be moving on to face either Screen Squad or Hehe, which should be played tomorrow, I believe. So yeah, that'll decide that, and then winner that's going to go up against Yellow Submarine. If you guys enjoyed this game, be sure to come back tomorrow. Be sure to follow us on Twitter as well. I'm Mikelorus. You can follow me on Twitter at Mikelorus. You can follow my co-caster at Kefka Dota. It's all in the title, and it's on screen as well. Any final words before we shut this down, man?
The Centaurs for the highlight for the series for me. I think they
or
saw
Centaurs,
something unique.
never forget.
Yeah,
Press F
that was the highlight.
to pay respects to
That
the
was some
Centaurs.
really good games actually, all three. It was cool to see this kind of strategy from Aspera.
It may eventually, some teams will, figure out how to stop this, and game one seemed like it might have been the case, but yeah, alternate, not today, not their day. That's going to be it for today, guys. I will see you guys some other time. GG.